America's journey from a British colony to a global superpower is a fascinating tale. It began with determined settlers seeking new opportunities. The struggle for independence marked a significant turning point. Brave men and women fought for freedom, laying the foundation for modern democracy. The Civil War addressed the contradictions of slavery, leading to a more unified country. Rapid industrialization transformed America's economy and society. In the 20th century, America played crucial roles in both world wars. Today, America champions ideals of freedom and democracy worldwide. In 1607, the first English colony was established in Jamestown, Virginia. This marked the beginning of English colonization in North America. The settlers, sponsored by the Virginia Company, sought wealth and new opportunities. Jamestown faced numerous challenges. Harsh weather, disease, and conflicts with indigenous peoples made survival difficult. The starving time during the winter of 1609 to 1610 was particularly brutal. Many settlers died and the colony nearly failed. John Smith and John Rolfe were key figures in Jamestown's survival. Smith's leadership and Rolfe's introduction of tobacco as a cash crop helped stabilize the colony. Tobacco became Virginia's economic backbone, attracting more settlers. Despite the hardships, Jamestown's establishment was crucial. It set a precedent for future English settlements and paved the way for the development of the 13 colonies. As the colonies grew, so did their dissatisfaction with British rule. The British imposed taxes and regulations that angered the colonists. The Stamp Act of 1765 and the Townshend Acts of 1767 were particularly unpopular. The slogan, "No taxation without representation," became a rallying cry. Colonists felt they should not be taxed by a parliament in which they had no representatives. Protests and boycotts spread across the colonies. The Boston Massacre in 1770 and the Boston Tea Party in 1773 were key events that escalated tensions. The massacre saw British soldiers killing 5 colonists, fueling outrage. The Tea Party saw colonists dumping British tea into Boston Harbor in protest. In response, the British enacted the Intolerable Acts, further angering the colonists. These acts restricted colonial self-government and justice, pushing the colonies closer to rebellion. On July 4, 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence. Drafted by Thomas Jefferson, it proclaimed the colony's right to self-governance and listed grievances against King George III. The Revolutionary War, already underway, intensified. Key battles included the Battle of Bunker Hill, the Siege of Yorktown, and the crossing of the Delaware River. George Washington's leadership was instrumental in these victories. The winter at Valley Forge tested the Continental Army's endurance. Despite harsh conditions, Washington's troops emerged stronger. French support, secured by Benjamin Franklin, was crucial. The alliance provided military aid and boosted morale. The war ended with the Treaty of Paris in 1783. Britain recognized American independence and the new nation began to chart its course. The spirit of the Declaration of Independence continued to inspire democratic movements worldwide. Section 5. Post-independence challenges and the Civil War. After independence, America faced numerous challenges. The Articles of Confederation proved ineffective, leading to the Constitutional Convention of 1787. The new Constitution established a stronger federal government. However, the issue of slavery loomed large. The Constitution's compromises on slavery sowed seeds of discord. As the nation expanded westward, debates over slavery's extension intensified. The Missouri Compromise of 1820 and the Compromise of 1850 were temporary solutions. The election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860 was a turning point. Southern states, fearing the abolition of slavery, seceded to form the Confederate States of America. This led to the Civil War, a conflict that would define the nation's future. The Civil War was brutal and bloody. It pitted brother against brother and tested the nation's resolve. The outcome would determine the fate of slavery in the Union. Section 6. Abolition of slavery and reunification. The Civil War began in 1861 and lasted until 1865. The Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 declared all slaves in Confederate territories free. The war ended with General Lee's surrender at Appomattox Courthouse in 1865. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery throughout the United States. Reconstruction aimed to rebuild the South and integrate freed slaves into society. Despite advancements, the South resisted, leading to segregation and Jim Crow laws. Section 7. Rapid industrialization and its impact. After the Civil War, America underwent rapid industrialization. The late 19th century saw the rise of factories, railroads, and urbanization. Figures like Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller, and J.P. Morgan dominated the economy. Industrialization brought prosperity, but also challenges. Workers faced long hours, low wages, and unsafe conditions. Labor movements emerged, demanding better working conditions and rights. The Haymarket Riot of 1886 and the Pullman Strike of 1894 were significant labor conflicts. Immigration increased, with millions arriving from Europe and Asia. Cities grew rapidly, leading to overcrowded tenements and poor living conditions. However, immigrants contributed significantly to America's economic growth and cultural diversity. Technological innovations transformed society. The telephone, electric light, and automobile revolutionized daily life. America's industrial might positioned it as a leading global economy by the early 20th century. America's role in World Wars I and II. America's involvement in World War I marked its emergence as a global power. Initially neutral, the US entered the war in 1917. American troops, known as doughboys, played a crucial role in the Allied victory. The US was drawn into World War II after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. World War II saw America mobilize its vast resources. Key battles included D-Day and the Battle of Midway. The atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki forced Japan's surrender. The war's end marked the US as a dominant global power. Section 9. The Cold War and America's emergence as a superpower. The Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union defined the second half of the 20th century. It was a period of political tension, military competition, and ideological conflict. Key events included the Berlin Airlift, Korean War, Cuban Missile Crisis, and the Vietnam War. The space race saw the US achieve a significant victory with the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969. The Cold War ended with the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. Section 10. Reflections on freedom, democracy, and America's global role. America's history is a testament to the enduring ideals of freedom and democracy. From its colonial beginnings to its current status, the nation has faced numerous challenges. Yet it has continually strived to uphold its founding principles. The struggle for independence, the abolition of slavery, and the fight for civil rights are all part of America's ongoing journey. These efforts reflect the nation's commitment to equality and justice. In the global arena, America plays a crucial role. It supports democracy, human rights, and economic development worldwide. Its influence is seen in international institutions, trade, and cultural exchange. As America looks to the future, it continues to grapple with complex issues. However, its history provides a foundation of resilience and innovation. The ideals of freedom and democracy remain central to its identity and mission.